From the injury on the ground, there's a guy that is being taken care of by a medic with a rucksack and a heart of gold, and he's on the radio speaking with his chain of command and implementing the 9-line procedure at that point.
Next thing you know, we got to rush and get everything ready, find out what the patient is, and people's adrenaline gets to pumping, and everybody's in a rush. And it's a beautiful thing to watch from the outside. And on the inside, it's just straight turmoil. I mean, everybody's just, what's this? What's wrong with the patient? Me as a medic, I got to find out what's wrong with the patient. The report that we got was a kid was near a landmine explosion. He had shrapnel to his face, shrapnel to his legs and arms, and that is in a bad way. His right orbital was fractured. He was going to lose his eye, and that was the initial report that we got in.
What's going on right now is the air crew's been alerted, and the hospital's been alerted. So everyone right now is working, making that decision. Are we going to make the correct decision and launch an air crew out, maybe 100, 120 miles away? So there's a lot of pieces that go into that. The enjoyable part is the air crew's excited. They know they have a chance to go out there and make a difference right now for some little girl or some soldier somewhere, and they're certainly ready to do that. You know, we're only a small piece in the history of a very proud heritage in the Dustoff community and the medevac community. And I can tell you that there's a lot of old aviators out there that are hopefully watching the program, and I can just like to say to them that they'd certainly be very proud of what these guys are doing today. It really starts back in Vietnam era, even prior to that, the Korean War.
It was an unofficial call sign that they used for themselves because the soldiers started basically calling them Dustoff because they would be landing into dusty LZs, dusting everyone out to get in there to get the patients out. They just started calling them Dustoff, and it stuck, and they started using it and painting it on their helicopters and using it as their call sign. So it's kind of, the tradition's kind of stuck with us.
From Vietnam to present day, we've been focused on the same thing over the years, and that is getting to that patient on the other end of that radio call as quickly as we can get there. The medic picks up the radio, the call comes to us, it's approved through the JOC, the Joint Operations Center up there, and we receive the mission here, run our own risk analysis, and launch. And all of that happens in 5 or 6 minutes.
When we got to the site, we got the same report that it was an IED or landmine explosion. When we ended up talking to the father, found out that it was a little kid being a little kid. He found an unexploded ordnance, picked up a rock, decided to try to make it go bang, and it went bang in his face. So, just a little kid being a little kid, and he suffered the consequences of being out in a place such as this with all of the unexploded ordnance and all of the landmines and stuff that is around the area.
It's a nice country. I don't care what anybody says. There's some interesting things.
And we're in the phase now where we're trying to win hearts and minds, and it probably means a lot that this local national lady shows up with her 5-year-old little boy, doesn't know what to do, and the government spends $10,000 on a helicopter to include gas personnel to go get her little boy, bring her back and give her good quality American care.
It's always a constant battle, no matter what the condition is, to make sure that we bring this person back safe and that they do live. We don't think about the fact that we're medevac, that, okay, we're going to lose this patient. regardless to what the heart rate, the heartbeat, the symptoms of the person, we want to get them back safe. And we want to say, hey, they're alive.
We're going to get that guy back in an hour, which is our timeline for a save. If we get that guy back in an hour, and I credit to good training and leaders up above doing good planning, positioning people in case they get injured, we can pull them out.
Still doing the job, loving it to death, and I love being a medic. There's nothing more noble than saving a life. Nothing.
Our mission here is to, number one, help U.S. and coalition forces if they get sick or injured. And then we have a secondary mission of also helping the Afghan National Army and the local nationals. We're here to help the people, bottom line. We're here to give them a free society and whatever it takes. If they need help with security, we do that. If they need help with health care, we do that. And that's to show them that, you know, not only are we here to help you, but we want to see you succeed, and we will give you whatever you need to succeed.
Long hours, up till 1 or 2 in the morning typically. The bottom line is, and I can tell you that in this task force, this is the smoothest, most professional response system that I've ever had the privilege to work with.
Everybody's an integral part of this little team, and that's what it is. I mean, if you talk to the commander or you talk to the first sergeant, it's a family. And so everybody needs everybody. They say that if it wasn't for us being on that aircraft, it would just be a lift aircraft. Well, if it wasn't for the pilots and the maintenance guys and the operation guys, we'd just be ground medics. So that's how it works. Everybody works hand in hand. And for one group to say it's more important than the other, no, not necessarily. I'm not more important than that ground maintainer who's making sure that I can get to where I need to get to. That ground maintainer is no important than the ops guy who is pulling down the missions, who's managing that mission and making sure we get all our information, staying in touch with us while we're, 500 miles away.
There's a tremendous team effort, without any question. Of course, I'm a little bit biased, but I would certainly like to think it's one of the most important missions that we do in Afghanistan. And the reason I say that is, if you're trying to win the hearts and minds of a village, if you go and pull out a sick little girl, bring her to a hospital, treat her with her parents standing right beside her, and then take that family and reinsert them into a Afghan mountain village, I think you've won some hearts and minds there.